Hello, this is Sonja from A Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. Today is Bible Journaling Bingo. So I'm excited about it because today I've got a collaboration with Jessica from Jessica Crowned by Jesus. She's got a YouTube channel and she's got an Instagram, and I will link all the details down below. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to draw the 3 things we need to create each in our Bibles. I might actually do an entry today in my Bible, and then I'm going to let her know what the 3 things are. And during the course of this week, obviously you will see it now immediately after this, we're going to do our Bible journaling entry, and then it's going to both air on Saturday. So you can obviously check my video out, and I will link her video, YouTube video down below, and you can check her out. Please go and follow her, like her. She's absolutely a gem in the Bible journaling community. She's one of those people who's always encouraging everybody. She's always willing to share, and yeah, she's just one of those people that makes it so worthwhile to be part of this community. So I really recommend go and check her YouTube video out and the channel. So what we're going to do, without further ado, we're going to draw the 3 things. So I really hope it's going to be nice ones, and not too difficult, but also interesting. Okay, let's draw the first thing. Okay, use acrylic paint. Okay, that's interesting. I know Jessica, she's quite good with mixed medias and things like that, so that will not be a problem for her. So use acrylic paint. So that's number 1. Okay. Let's try the second one. Use doilies. So obviously that to me is extremely easy. I use doilies in every of my in each of my entries, but I hope she's got doilies, and I hope it's not too challenging for her. But Jessica, you've got still time to go and buy some. I'm sure they're very cheap. You can pick them up somewhere. Let's see the next one. Use ready craft paper. Oh, okay, sorry, I had to read that twice. Use ready craft paper, so you're not allowed to print it off. So it must be card paper or card stock you have already in your stash, like one you bought in a shop basically. So I think it might be easy for her. I've got luckily quite I don't have a lot, but I have enough, so I'm not worried about that. But most of my cardstock I have is printables, but I have a stash with beautiful 12 by 12 cardstocks because I can use. So okay, so the 3 prompts, it's quite interesting. Yeah, it's just, it could be, if you look at them individually, it looks a bit sort of random, but I'm sure we will be able to get do a beautiful entry. So use acrylic paint, use doilies, and use ready craft paper. You're not allowed to use any print outs. So yeah, I hope that is going to be interesting. I'm sure she's going to make a beautiful entry. And yeah, so I'm going to obviously go ahead and think about it, but yeah, stay tuned because you will see that now straight away. I've chosen what I want to use. I've got this beautiful doilies, so I might use one of them. Obviously I don't know what colors yet. And then I'm going to use my acrylic paints. Obviously, it seems to me my color schemes is blue and pinks and gray. So I've got these acrylic paints. I'm gravitating towards the gray one. We'll see if I end up using that. And then I've got this beautiful pattern paper, 2 of them. And I'm still deciding which one I'm going to use. I might use those little frames, or I'm going to fussy cut a flower out and use it as a statement piece on my entry. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100% the whole pattern paper, as long as you just use these elements as a spark of inspiration. I think that is a nice thing about something like Bible Journaling Bingo. It sparks your creativity. You might use things that you've not used before, and you'll think in a different way. It was quite a challenging entry for me. I struggled to get it together, but at the end it worked out nicely. But as I said, you just push yourself and you just continue with it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a background with my acrylic paint. I'm just putting my non-stick mat there at the bottom, and I'm securing it with washi tape. I want to recreate that beautiful faint pink of my flowers. So I'm just using some white acrylic paint with my sort of darker pink, and I'm just using an old paper plate. It works well if it's got a shiny surface. So while I'm mixing the paint and I'm creating the background, I'll just talk a little bit about the book of Habakkuk. It's a very interesting book, and I think it's an extremely apt book for our time. It's a book about Habakkuk is prophesying to the southern kingdoms, and he's actually more having a conversation with God, and he's seeing the injustice and the evil and the idolatry in Israel, and he's talking to God about it and almost say to God, what are you going to do about it? Can't you see what is going on here? And then God gave him an answer, and he said to him, don't worry, I'm going to send this nation Babylon to punish Israel. And then Habakkuk didn't really like this answer. He just said, but how can you use this evil nation now to punish Israel? So we're just going to be having more evil and more injustice and more idolatry in our land. And then God says to him, this is how it's working. Nations is all the same. There's always going to be injustice. There's always going to be idolatry, evil, because that is the status of the human mankind. But one day there will be no injustice. Everything will be fair and everything will be set straight. When Jesus comes and he's going to reign, he's going to show us how it's going to be and supposed to be done. So that is the sort of the message of it. And then the two verses that stands out is Habakkuk 2 verse 4 that says the righteous will live by faith. And that was actually the verse that inspired Martin Luther, and he realized that you are not saved by your good works, you are saved by faith. And this is a key verse in Habakkuk because it says the righteous live by faith. And at the end, after Habakkuk hearing about what God says, he make this praise and he come to this conclusion that yet even if there's no blossom or even if the vineyards doesn't bloom, yet ye will rejoice in the Lord. And he makes his ultimate statement that the righteous will live by faith. So yeah, it's a beautiful conclusion of this book. So at the moment, I've decided to use a white doily. So I'm just going to put that there, the full doily with one of the flowers. And then I'm going to cut off a part of the doily and put it there at the bottom just to contrast it. I put it on the opposite side, as you will see now. It's just a bit more interesting if you do it on the opposite side than you do it exactly underneath each other. And I also think it creates interest having a full doily with a full flower at the top and then a half cut of doily and a half cut of flower. I find it always very interesting doing it like that. Otherwise, it's just too perfect. I like that illusion that something is popping out from underneath there. I always think that makes it interesting. So what I want to do now is I want to pick up a little bit of that purple which is in the center of the flower, and I'm just recreating purple by using sort of a dark pink and blue, and then I'm just using this earbud and I'm going to make small little flowers. It's a very simple way of doing flowers. I'm just basically, you can see I'm just going to put 4 little dots almost in a circle. And then I'm going to create this flowers just to create a little bit more interest and use some, obviously, the prompt of the acrylic paint, then just slapping a background, and that's maybe a little bit cheating, but maybe not. I mean, as I said, you just use this prompt as you feel fit. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what Jessica is going to do. So definitely go and check her video out. I will link her down below. Yes, as I said, she's very comfortable with mixed media and her page is always very beautiful. She's got a lovely heart, as I said. So yeah, don't forget to check out her video underneath here. So yeah, I love how that, I'm very, very glad I brought a little bit more purple in just to create a little bit of more interest. Yeah, as I said, the book of Habakkuk I can't think of a more apt book to read at the moment because sometimes we can be in despair about what's going on in the world. And it is a good reminder that God's ways is not our ways. And he does things in a different way. And even if he uses evil things to bring justice or to punish a nation which is living in idolatry, he will use whatever he think is fit at that moment of time to bring people back to basics and back to him. And I'm looking forward to that time that he's going to set up his kingdom and we're going to we're going to live in absolute fairness. There is going to be no unfairness anymore, no injustice, no idolatry. We're just going to live in perfect harmony. So I'm really looking forward to that period of time when he comes and set up his kingdom. So I'm just giving these little purple flowers, some sort of grey-blue leaves. I just always wanted to mimic the sort of the green leaves of the bigger flower. So yeah, that concludes my page. I think it turned out better than I thought it would. At one stage, I was stressing quite a little bit. So if you are watching from Jessica channel, welcome here. I love to have you here. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Let me know who you are so I can say hello to you and just welcome you into this family. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a fun time. And if you recreate a page, please tag me on hashtag MHS_bingo, but I'll leave it up here also on the screen. So I'd love to see your entries. Please play along. It is so much fun to see what everybody else is doing. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.